Lions News Fan Report. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, you've come to the right place because today, we have some major developments that are sure to get your adrenaline pumping. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just tuning in for the latest updates, we've got something for everyone. There's a lot to unpack today, so let's dive in and break it all down. As you may know, the NFL free agency period is quickly winding down, and most teams are already looking ahead to the most anticipated event of the offseason, the 2025 NFL Draft. The Lions, of course, are no exception. But here's the twist. While the free agency frenzy may seem like it's over for the Lions, there are still some lingering questions about their roster and the moves they've made. The truth is, there's one move in particular that could have a huge impact on the team going forward, and it might not be as obvious as you think. I'm talking about the recent signing of Avonte Maddox, the versatile defensive back who spent the last few seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. When most fans heard this news, they probably assumed it was just another cornerback addition to help bolster the secondary. But here's where it gets interesting. Maddox isn't just your typical cornerback. In fact, his role in Philadelphia has shifted quite a bit over the past couple of seasons. Instead of playing strictly as a corner, Maddox has seen a significant amount of time as a safety, and that could be exactly how the Detroit Lions plan to use him. This is huge. Why? Because we all know how critical the safety position is in today's NFL, and adding a player with Maddox's experience and versatility could change the entire dynamic of Detroit's defense. While he's been an excellent slot corner throughout his career, the fact that he's been used as a safety in Philadelphia, sometimes in critical moments, could signal that the Lions are planning a defensive backfield overhaul. And when you look at the Lions' current roster, this move could be a game changer. Let's dive deeper into why Maddox's arrival could be so significant for the Lions. For starters, this is a player who has been through it all. He's had to battle through injuries and uncertainty, but he's remained a steady contributor for the Eagles. He's not only versatile in terms of playing multiple positions, but he's also shown he can handle the responsibility of calling plays in the secondary. With the Lions looking to improve their pass defense, a veteran presence like Maddox could be exactly what they need. So, what does this mean for the rest of Detroit's defense? If the Lions are planning to slot Maddox in as a safety, this could potentially allow their other defensive backs to focus on more specific roles. For example, players like Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph could focus more on their strengths, while Maddox takes on a challenging role of covering tight ends or handling deep coverage situations. But here's the kicker. If this is the plan, what does that mean for the Lions' draft strategy? You see, adding Maddox gives the Lions a bit more flexibility as they head into the 2025 NFL Draft. With him potentially holding down a starting safety spot, Detroit can now look at other areas of need. The Lions have already shown that they're not afraid to make moves, and this could be the year they decide to go after a big-name defensive player. But what does that look like? Let's break down Detroit's current situation. As we know, the Lions have made huge strides over the last few seasons. They've got a solid core of young talent with guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, and Kirby Joseph all poised to take the next step in their careers. But as good as they are, there are still areas that could use improvement. Most notably, the Lions still need a top-tier cornerback to help solidify their secondary. And then, of course, there's the pass rush, which could always use some additional firepower. With the draft approaching, the Lions are in a position where they can be selective about how they approach these needs. Do they use their high draft picks to address the secondary further? Or do they go after a premier pass rusher to complement Hutchinson and give the defense a true edge rusher? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes the Lions' draft strategy so intriguing this year. But here's the thing, if the Lions are truly serious about upgrading their defense, they might have to make a move up in the draft. Detroit's current position on the board gives them some flexibility, but to land a game-changing player, they may need to trade up and grab a top-tier prospect. Could we see the Lions trade into the top 5 to snag a guy like Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter? It's possible. And if they do, that could completely change the landscape of their defense. Let's talk about those potential draft picks for a moment. Tyree Wilson, for example, is one of the most dominant edge rushers in this draft class. He's got the speed, power, and athleticism to make an immediate impact in the NFL. Pairing him with Hutchinson would give the Lions a devastating duo on the defensive line. But the Lions could also target Jalen Carter, a defensive tackle who's known for his explosive playmaking ability and his knack for disrupting the quarterback. Carter would give the Lions some much-needed push up the middle, which could make life easier for their edge rushers. But what if Detroit decides to look at the secondary again? After all, with Maddox potentially playing safety, the Lions could still use a standout cornerback to pair with him. This year's draft is loaded with talented cornerbacks, and guys like Cam Smith from South Carolina or Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State could be exactly what Detroit needs to strengthen their pass defense. Either of those players could step in and contribute right away, and with Maddox's experience, the Lions could have one of the most well-rounded secondaries in the NFC. So, where does all of this leave us? With the draft right around the corner, it's clear that the Lions are in a position to make some major moves. The addition of Maddox was an unexpected but potentially brilliant move that could signal a shift in the way Detroit approaches both the draft and the future of their defense. But the real question remains, will the Lions go all in this year and make a bold move for a top-tier draft pick? Or will they trust the process and continue to build through smart, calculated moves? Personally, I think Detroit is on the cusp of something special. The team has a solid foundation, and with the right moves in the draft, they could elevate themselves to the top of the NFC. But, as always, there's still a lot to figure out. The Lions could make a splash in the draft, or they could surprise us with another trade or acquisition that we didn't see coming. Whatever they do, it's clear that Detroit's future is bright, and the excitement around this team is only growing stronger. But enough about what I think. I want to hear from you. What do you think about the addition of Avonte Maddox? Will he be the missing piece to Detroit's defense? And what are your thoughts on the Lions draft strategy? Should they trade up and make a bold move, or should they stick with their current plan and build from within? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.